Right, hi guys, today I'm visiting Liam at MMG Performance. He's moved premises a couple of times, setting himself back up, and he's going to do retrofit cruise control into my car. I know this is VX220 DIY, but I don't want to DIY anything to do with the ECU and mess things up. So he's going to do that, and hopefully there may be some DIY bits in there, like removing the steering wheel or the cowling, or understanding how to remove the airbag. That's what we'll do as well. It's also, Liam's started his tuning and remapping. He writes his own maps on the VX, that much I know. A few projects going on here. Okay, let's see how we get on. Okay, so we're going to remove the steering wheel today. It's all part and parcel of trying to get retrofit cruise control into the car, but taking the steering wheel off is something that can be done yourself. So the first thing we're going to do, get to the steering wheel, we're going to remove that Allen bolt, and there's one on the other side. Okay, so I've removed the bolts, like I said, from both sides. And what happens straight away is this cover, comes off, as you can see. Now, it's a good idea to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery before you do this, because the airbag's in there. I haven't done so, but I just want to show you very carefully. There you can see what we're looking at inside. Okay, so now I'm going to disconnect this clip. Off you go. So having taken the nuts out, the bolts out, this is Liam doing this. There you go, and it's out. Super. So now we've got the airbag module out. The next thing to do, this is the horn wire, so we're going to unclip that, which, as you can see, is just simply about lifting this up, lifting it up from there and then pulling it off, which I can't do while holding the camera. Right, so we've got the plug off for the horn. We're now going to remove the 4 bolts. It's always a good idea to put a dot on the steering wheel and a dot on the where the steering fits on the steering column, just so that you put it the right way, in case you've got the front of the car jacked up and you start turning the front wheels left or right, and then it goes out of line. So I've taken all 4 bolts off, and now this just removes quite easily. And we're left with that. Now, the reason why we needed to take the steering wheel off is because we needed to get access to these two to remove the cowling and get access to the stalk. So now we're going to remove that screw, this screw, and there's a screw here, and there's a screw there, and there's one there, and there's one there, and I think there's one underneath somewhere as well. Yeah, it's underneath. I don't know if you can see. There's one there, one here, and you have to remove that as well, which I think is a plastic clip that comes off. Okay, so I've done 8 screws. The bottom clip, I've just pulled the cowling back towards me. It's come out there, so that was easy. So it's still sitting there, and I'll be able to get it out and put it back. So that's the top part of the cowling. Hope you can see that. And then the bottom part. And so we've got the central locking plug there, which is the one at the back, that one. And we've got the odometer reset plug here, so they can be removed if you want to, but I'm not going to, because all we needed to do was to get access to the store. I've already put retrofitted a cruise control Stalk, which you can buy from eBay, but I just wanted to show you how we to put it in and take it out. So the way we remove the Stalk is very simple. You'll see a pin here, hopefully you can see that, and then there's one underneath, just here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, you can. There. So you squeeze those two pins in. I'm going to do it in front of you. I'm trying to look at it while I'm doing it. I can't see what I'm doing. Yep, there we go. Squeeze the two pins in, and then this Stalk slides out. There you go. So I've already put this in. You can see there's a plug at the back, and that plug can, how did I do it? Right. Yeah, so there's two clips here. One, you just got to pull that back, and that one back, and then it'll slide out. I'll show you how it slides out. Okay, so the way I did it was, I can grab this, it's difficult holding the phone and this at the same time. So I slid my, as you can see, so I slid my screwdriver underneath there, slightly prized it and pushed it out, basically. So that's how it came out, and now I can pull it out. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. There you go. Seems to be going. I'm going to pause it. So it's actually two plugs. I've forgotten. When you unclip one, you can unclip one of the plugs, and then you can clip the other. You can unclip the other plug. Okay. So I'm just going to refit that back again now. At least you can see how it was done. They just push fit back on. So you would have got your new Stalk for cruise control, and then you put it in there, and then what happens when you get the new Stalk, it has this extra wire which there's nothing for it to plug into, and these are the wires where Liam's going to now feed them into the ECU. I don't know where they go in the ECU. That's something that he knows how to do. Once he's done that, he will then put it on the computer, switch on cruise control, and then hopefully we've got working cruise control. I think also you might get the airbag light that will come on, probably will, because you've disconnected the airbag. So you need to get onto the opcom and switch that light off as well. Okay, so sitting here in the car, driven a few hundred miles in the VX with this new Stalk and the cruise control. It works really well, actually. It's just so much easier driving long distances on the motorway. Number one, your right foot's not in control, so you're not going around doing 130 everywhere. And yeah, you can just sit at 65, 70, and it's actually giving well over 40 miles per gallon at that speed. The I is what sets the speed, so while you're driving, press I and then let go and take your foot off the accelerator, and it will hold at that speed. If you press the brake or the clutch, the cruise control turns off. You can then press R, and that will resume the speed. Whilst you're on cruise control, so after you've pressed I and cruise control is working, then the I increases the speed without you pressing the accelerator. So if you wanted to go, a few miles an hour faster, you just double click or hold it until it gets to the speed you want it to. And the R reduces the speed. And this button on the side here, that switches it off. There's nothing to switch it on. There's no light that comes on the dash, as you might well expect, to tell you that cruise control is on or not. You just know. But yeah, it transforms the car. Liam's done a great job in wiring that up to the ECU, and well worth it. So if you don't know how to do it, I've seen how he does it. And it's not something I would do myself. It's taking the ECU out, maybe pins dropping out the back. It's too risky. So yeah, he's done it, and yeah, get it from him. His contact details are in the video, so by all means contact him for to know how to get it done.